Hey guys, so today we are going to be playing with the Artist Couture Midnight Maven palette. I've had this for a few weeks and I just couldn't bring myself to use such fun, bright, vivid colors until today. I was in a mood for bright pink, purple, just neon love, and I feel like that's what I got today. It's different and fun, and I feel like it's a look that you can definitely wear out if you're going out. Really, if you're just like a bold makeup lover, do you boo? Rock this look. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, then let's go. Alright guys, so for today, I just want to quickly give you guys the details on my complexion. I use the Hourglass Vanish Foundation in Beige. And I used everything else that I would normally use. The Fenty powder, regular concealer, y'all know the deal. I'm gonna go in with Lane Low Paint Pot, and I'm going to use this all over my lids, and this is what will be my base for the look. Okay guys, so today we're using the Artist Couture palette that I almost dropped. I am using a Royal Langnickel brush. This is the BLM 46. I'm gonna go in with Quickie, which is this shade here, and I'm going to use this to set my eye primer, but also just kind of start creating the backdrop for our overall look. You can totally use this one shadow and make it the very simple one shadow look, because it's very pretty and soft and warm. Like if you just want to throw on some liner, see, it just looks, it's pretty. It's a beautiful shade. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Melt Cosmetics Blur, but I feel like Blur is a little bit softer, not as pigmented, or I should say not as brown. I'm going to take this Rephr 02 brush. It's just a flat shadow brush, and I'm just going to use this to press the color into my lid. Guys, we are going to go in with, I think, the colors that really just kind of scream at you from this palette, which is these two shades here. So I'm going to take Vixen, which is this beautiful hot pink shade. I'm going to apply this with this brush, and I lied, it's not these two, it's these two. Looking at them on camera, they look about the same, but that top shade, holy smokes, it's the color that just kind of makes everything pop. So I'm just taking this and pressing, but at the same time like carving out the lid a little bit. So it's gotten really cold in Chicago, like it's officially feeling like fall, and today is very cold, so I'm like feeling it in my bones. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit, and all I keep thinking is like, oh, it's so cold, it's so cold. But people are ready for the fall, right? So I've heard that this color does stain, or the pink shades in here does stain, and I'm okay with that. So I've played with this palette before, and what I'm seeing is that I think it's because I have the lighter brown shade on the bottom, but this is not really showing up very pigmented. When I've gone in with just a regular eyeshadow base and have layered this color on top, I get more payoff. So I think I'm going to end up having to do that. I'm going to go in with Fenty concealer, and I'm just going to take a little bit on my lids. I'm going to go in with a clean 02 Rephr brush and just kind of start applying this on my lid. So the thinner the layer, the faster it's going to dry. So you want to make sure that you're not using like a ton of concealer or whatever your primer is. Okay, let's do this again. Yeah, definitely better. So I would recommend not layering the shades and just kind of going in right on top of whatever primer you're going to use. And if you're finding that your payoff isn't what you want it to be, then just go in with a concealer and create the space for the pigment to really just pop. Definitely a different result after going in with the concealer. I can see the difference just even in the application. And I want to say that this one's a pressed pigment. Like the really bright shades in this palette are pressed pigment. So he did mention that you would get fallout. I'm just going to take the concealer and apply it to this lid. And I want to say that there was something about like, you know, using a base to really make it pop. But you know, I like to just kind of try things and figure them out for myself, because sometimes I won't do certain steps unless I absolutely have to. Like I've never gone in with concealer unless that's what I'm using to prime the entire lid for all of the shadows, but I've never had to do this before, which is cool, no big deal. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that concealer and layer it there so that I can get more payoff closer to the crease. This is so bright, I love it. So I'm going to start coming up with like holiday looks, or you know, like party looks, because it is that time of the year where you have events and things where you want to look a little extra glam. So if you guys have any ideas, please leave them down below. So now I'm going to take a different brush. I'm going to use a MAC 224, and I'm going to go in with Frisky, which is the darker or the medium tone brown. And I'm going to use this just to kind of blend the crease out a little bit, because it really wasn't blending well on its own. It needed a little help. And I'm going to go back in with the pink and just kind of touch up where I feel like, honestly, I didn't lose pigment. It's, I think, more just like habit at this point, but I'm just touching up. So now I'm going to take a different brush. I'm going to use a MAC 224, and I'm going to go in with Frisky, which is the darker or the medium tone brown. And I'm going to use this just to kind of blend the crease out a little bit, because it really wasn't blending well on its own. It needed a little help. And I'm going to go back in with the pink and just kind of touch up where I feel like. I am now going to go in with Nights Out, which is the top purple shade, and I'm going in with a rougher 01 brush. And I'm going to take this color and just place it right on the outer corner. And I'm packing and blending. And I'm also going to place this color in the inner corner. So I'm going to sandwich that pink shade in. Going to go in with the pink shade again and just blend the shades together. This shade definitely gave me a little bit of fallout, but nothing crazy. I am going to have to clean it up though. I have to tell you guys, like, this palette I really love. I think I told you guys when I first got it that the palette is everything I would ever want. It's so, like, the shades are very much colors that I gravitate to. I really love like jewel tones. You won't really see me wear them a ton because it would be crazy for me to show up like this to my full-time job. At Sephora, for sure. Or if I were doing like makeup for a wedding or something. But definitely not for my full-time job. It's just too much, you know? But I love, love, love these shades. They're so pretty. And they really are shades that I love. And I would totally wear like in clothing. That I would do. I'd wear like really bright, crazy colors. I'd wear really bright, crazy colors to work. That I can do. Okay, so now I am just going to take a brush and knock off the excess or the fallout. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer. I am using the Born This Way concealer in medium because I did have some fallout and I want to make sure that it's nice and clean. You have to be careful with these shades because they can go from like really pretty bright vivid neon shades to looking like you haven't slept in years or you got punched in the face. It's really important that when you're going in with shades like this that you're concealing any darkness under your eyes or shadows. And that is what I'm doing. Also, I'm hitting this inner corner a little higher because same thing. If you have darkness or I use the purple shades there, it's just gonna look a little unnatural. I'm going in with Quickie, which is the first shade that we use all over the lid. I'm just going to blend my crease out. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and blend this concealer out. This concealer, guys, I'm finding that if I go in right away and blend it out, it ends up looking really patchy and uneven. It's not my favorite concealer, but I have it and I'm gonna use it. If I let it sit for a little bit and then blend it out, I get an even blend and it's not bad. But if I go in right away and blend it out, like I do sometimes with quite a bit of my concealers, then it ends up looking messed up. All right, guys, I am going in with my Fenty powder and I'm going to apply this under my eye just heavily. Make sure this concealer is locked in place. So the last time I worked at Sephora, we had to complete a training and it was basically just to kind of make sure that we're being trained on product, right? But also to pick out gratis. And one of the things that I saw that we're getting is the Huda Beauty baking powder. I'm going to take my Bare Minerals powder brush, kabuki brush, whatever it's called, and just blend this out. And one of the things that we're getting is the Huda baking powder. And I'm like, ooh, I returned that, but I'm willing to use it or try to use it. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I was not a fan. So I'm gonna take Milk Makeup Lit highlighter and I'm going to take a Rephr 03 brush and I'm going to highlight this inner corner here. I'm gonna take Pat McGrath Black Coffee, I think it's called. Yeah, Black Coffee. And I'm going to line my lower lash line and we're gonna smoke this out. I like to get the most product on the outer corner because then I like to go in and blend it out so that it spreads. It's a very creamy liner and a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so I'm going to take Rebel, which is this dark brown shade, and I'm going to use that under my, or on my lower lash line. The reason why I'm not going in with the pinky or purple shade is because I fear that it would look too much like a bruised effect. So I want to go in with a brown and then add like little details of the other shades. I also like to bring my shadows or liners down slightly more on the outer part of my eye. I feel like it gives me just like a bigger effect. I am going to take Nights Out, which is this purple shade, and I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to just kind of lightly place that on the lower lash line. So right over that brown shade. And that's going to deepen it and then make it more like a pop of color versus a sucker punch. I'm now going to take my lower lash mascara, which is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. And I'm going to use that to define my lower lashes, and then also just to kind of make sure that my lashes are black and don't have like any residual fallout on them. Of course, I'm going to use my Saint Tropez bronzer. I'm going to take my Milk highlighter in Blitz, and I'm going to apply that just on the high points of my cheek. I know this is a very dramatic highlighter, but this is a very dramatic look. I'm going to take my Cappuccino bronzer by Anastasia, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and focus it just like on the middle of my cheek here, and then blend it up. But I really want the constant, and you guys can see the difference. Like this one doesn't look as chiseled. So by placing the color here and really blending it and then blending it up, you're gonna get just a very like smooth contour. I know you guys are probably over this, but I'm gonna take Pink Dahlia by Cover FX and just hit the high points of my face. I love these blushes. I can't tell you guys how much I love them. I keep the blushes. I have 3 blushes and a bronzer that I always have in my drawer, and I can't bring myself to put them away because they're my go-tos. It's a great formula. Really pretty, easy to work with. You know, you would think, oh, they're nothing special, but they are. So this next part may put some of you off, but know that you can go with a nude. I'm just going in with like a berry, and this is a shaker by Lancome, and it's in the shade 380. So shake it up, and I'm going to use this to stain the center of my lips. All right, now I'm gonna put Pat McGrath's, I think it's Angelic, how you pronounce it, over this. I'm going to take this YSL lipstick in 32. Alright guys, and here is the finished look. I really like the way this turned out. You can again go in with a nude lip. I know that this lip combination isn't for everybody, but I don't want it to be like a super nude because I want there to be like just a little bit of the hint of pink to kind of tie the eye and the lip and really like the whole look, because I have a pink cheek, but again, I don't want to kind of compete, so I really kept the focus on the eyes, kept the lip very soft but still with a little flush of pink, and then tied it all in with a pink blush. I love the way this turned out. I think this is a really pretty fun look, and it's definitely wearable. I know this kind of like bright pink in your face kind of look is a little intimidating, but you can do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below letting me know what some of your favorite holiday looks are, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right. You've twisted my arm. I'm going to show you guys the nude lip version. I'm going to use Whisper by Nude Sticks, and I'm just going to fill this in. And this is what this look would look like with a nude lip. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that your favorite option was the pink option. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.